it sucks when we kind of forget about it. But competitions you actually play in, and you're like so hyped up, you feel like you're gonna win, especially when
there's like a different variety of bands. So like one band is a ska band, the other band's a metal band, and then there's us, and then there's like a pop band, and so I mean, like, you really don't know if you're gonna win or not.
yeah, there's different competitions. Like there's big ones. Like if you guys follow us, we were on Give Me a Cake. It's like a nationwide contest. It was great. And we had to play on live TV. It was great.
Which wasn't great.
Wasn't. Yeah, it doesn't feel good to lose.
Yeah, I think I wasn't really paying attention, but like you'd said, like what the difference doing that and then just sending our stuff out. It's I mean they don't accept unsolicited stuff, you know. So you have to have somebody that knows somebody there to be able to submit your stuff. If you just submit it, they'll ignore it, which is just the way they are right now. You know? It's totally different. I mean, they used to actually go out and look for bands, you know, and now it's more like you kind of have to prove yourself first, as in you have to make your own albums and get a decent enough following for them to even kind of take you serious. And we're kind of, you know, we used to think, oh, it'd be awesome to get signed or whatever, but now it's like, well, why do we need them? You know?
Yeah.
There you go.
Good question. Get a air high five. Okay.
At what point in time when you guys formed your band did it like really collectively dawn on each of you that, oh yeah, this is gonna work, like all of you poured together, like we can actually really work with each other and make good music? Like,
Well, we've been through different changes. We started the band in '04. We had 2 different members. Which one is this one? Check. Can you see levels on that thing?
yeah.
Okay, can you get this mic up a little more? Check, thanks. Mood music. Well, I mean, it's just different things. Like, when you have to, sometimes you think, like, this group is going to be like, this is our group. And things just happen. I mean, even Jiho used to be part of the band, and he had to leave just to take care of stuff, you know. I'm back. Are you? Is it really?
It's pending.
What? It's yeah, you're not going to be heard. Is there a cable? You have a quarter?
You're really good. I don't have any.
We'll just keep moving. Then.
Thank you.
There's enough.
Okay.
Should we play a song?
Yes.
Play a song on those lines.
What? Oh, okay. We didn't finish making something up.
No, we didn't.
Oh, we didn't finish answering the question.
Yeah, it's like, what point did we feel like we're this game can go? Well, I mean, as for me, if you guys follow Eddie, if you guys remember Eddie,
Yes.
something else. I thought like that was the band. It was gonna be us. After New Zealand, Eddie told us he's quitting the band to pursue something else.
What did you say? I couldn't hear you.
Eddie quit the band after New Zealand. It's modern working.
Actually, no, it's not.
Yeah, they're not.
Check. Are these things on?
I just filled in for the guy for what?
Oh, so you're not the actual guy. What are you doing? Come on, man.
Like chip substitute.
Yeah, okay, you can go. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Okay,
but-
so yeah.
Check.
Check.
Ah.
Oh, so Eddie quit. So, I mean, anything could change. I thought the band, like, that was it. But, I mean, like, right now it feels really solid. This band this should be good.
So
That's four.
did each of you come to that same conclusion like at the same time, or was it different points in the band's origin that you guys accepted that yes?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't think we ever really kind of think like this isn't going to work, you know? That would be defeating. There were certainly points where I felt like, oh man, I don't know if this is going to work, you know, but I really wanted to, you know? And for me, there was certainly a turning point when we had just got all new members in the band, you know, aside from us, you know, and we had this big show that we were supposed to play, and it didn't feel like we prepared for it enough, or we tried to, but it just wasn't coming together. And then so this show that we had to do, if we would have totally blown it, it wasn't going to work. But we didn't blow it. We actually pulled it together, and then I wrote the song Our Whole Lives Tonight. And that kind of is about like, you know, it all depended on this one night and how important it was for us to do it right, you know, to make it happen. You know, we'll play that song actually. Do you have something that you can drum on?
Your drum case. Or a guitar case. It's not early, but
Gino, can you play that?
Our Whole Lives Tonight.
Promised I would be. Look at me, look at you. It's time that we believe we started something here. We started something here. Heart, don't fail. Counting on all that exists in me. Heart, don't fail me now.
Any other questions? Okay, what's up?
So, how did you guys develop your singing voices?
By doing this, just like this.
So you have
Really.
this practice.
Yeah.
Over and over.
Yeah. You know, actually, like for me, when I first started to learn the guitar, like I didn't know anything really. I was just teaching myself. Like I would play things like that was it. You know, and I'd sing about whatever. You know?
Maurice is next to me.
Stupid stuff like that. That's like all I did, you know, and I got to a point where I started to write songs, and then I was just playing them and singing them, and I was singing them for people or whatever, and this one time I sang, like my parents, like I live in California, and my parents live in Texas, and my dad and my little sister came to visit, and I played them this song that I was so proud of, and I could see in their faces that they didn't like it. They were trying to be nice, you know? And I was like, oh, okay, that's weird, but let's do something else today. And and so I recorded it, and I could hear what was wrong. Vocally, I was just horrible, you know? And so I was like, dude, I've got to fix that. And so I would record constantly that same thing, and I would try to fix what was wrong. And then that kind of trained me to hear it better, because for some reason when it came out here, it wasn't translating well here. And so I had to train my ear to hear what was coming out properly, you know? And that's why you need monitors, otherwise you don't know where you're at when you sing, because it's all going this way. If all the sound is out that way, then you're not really hearing what's happening. So that's really how I developed my voice, and then just doing it over and over, you know? I still haven't really developed a voice.
It's good enough.
But
Better
just
than mine. It's amazing.
Well, we haven't heard you sing yet.
yeah, you guys are awesome. You guys have been, Otakon has been really cool. Like, you guys really have been generous and kind. There was one guy that was a total douchebag, though. Some guy
If you're
waited.
in here, you better watch out.
I don't see him in here. I'd be surprised if he would come to this thing. Like, I don't even know why he waited over an hour in our line.
We will find him.
Yeah, so this guy comes to the line, and he says, what to you?
He's like, oh, you have a really husky voice. You should sing, maybe, like husky.
And so then, it's kind of like, oh, is that a compliment? And then he comes over to me, and then he's like, so were you like the second Tommy? And I was like, well, Tommy. I'm like, no, I played Adam in Power Rangers. And he's like, oh. And he's like, yeah, well, you know what? You make a better singer than a Power Ranger, no offense.
You will not have me.
So you waited an hour and a half.
He waited an hour and a half, and then he asked for a free button.
And then he wanted to freeze.
He's like,
I'm like,
no.
You will not have kneecaps by the end of the day.
You waited in this long line just to tell us that you don't like us. Thank you.
He didn't even want us to sign his badge or anything. He just waited.
I'll make up a song. I'm gonna sing a song about that guy.
Yeah!
What should we call him? Douchebag?
We played our set last night.
Woo!
And most of you enjoyed it.
Yeah! Woo!
I think you did at least. Or you were lying to us when you met us. You said, hey, great job, you guys. You're wonderful, and you bought our CDs and merch. And then you waited in line forever just to get our autographs. He's a seriously, didn't even watch Power Rangers. Did you know that there were not two Tommies? That doesn't make any sense at all. Because I played Adam. He's a douchebag. He's a douchebag. Oh, he's a douchebag. He's a douchebag. And I thought his ponytail was rather lame. It works for some people, but not this guy. Just because I don't like
Woo!
So new single, yeah, we're gonna put that on the next album.
That would be awesome. Release it as a single.
Any other questions?
What inspired you to create music?
Everything.
That's what G-Ho said.
Exactly.
You inspired us.
Well, I mean, yeah, like every little situation we're in, even, you know, I mean, the song that I just did was inspired by that douchebag. What's up?
What was it? What have been some of your favorite randomly generated songs like you've been doing?
Oh, improv? You like Teddy
Well,
Bear?
Teddy Bear That Eats You. You made it up on the spot because we had, you know, Gloomy Bear?
Yeah.
Gloomy Bear
I
puppet.
hate those things.
You know, we just made it up. Yeah, and then we put it on YouTube.
Yeah, people like this.
So it's good enough to actually make it onto our acoustic album.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you can get our acoustic album, it's on there.
I need to get that then.
You got it?
My question is, do you think you'd ever work with, since you play a lot of cons and everything, with like Funimation or anything to do like a English open or anything for anime if they ever brought it over and said,
That would
hey,
be awesome.
why don't you
Yeah.
the open for this? Would that be interesting?
We'd be totally
That would be
interested
awesome.
in that.
Yes. Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who designs your merchandise?
Designs it as far as CDs and our
CDs,
shirts.
shirts.
Yeah, I've been doing it.
Oh, really?
Whoa.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay, well, like I said yesterday, I thought you were awesome Power Ranger, by the way. So, what do you think of the Aussie coming back next year? Like, really?
To here, Otakon? It's really up to Otakon, you know, if they're gonna invite me and the band.
You should demand it.
Request us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should
Put it on the forums.
Yeah, put it on the forums. Contact.
Don't they have forums or something? You could request
Yeah.
those. Just,
I mean, I don't know what the
Facebook
rules
page.
are.
Oh.
I mean, maybe they don't bring people back twice a year in a row or whatever, you know.
They do. Crispin Freeman was. think.
I mean, I had a horrible experience the first time I was here in 2003. And so I have to admit that there were times when they invited me and I just didn't want to come back because I hated it so much. And it had nothing to do with, fans or anything, but it was like, it was run by different people at the time. It was, for me, it was super unorganized. And, sometimes I don't know what it is, if it's intentional. It's certainly not like our liaison or stuff like that, but there's like a weird prejudice, if you're not like a Japanese Seiyu or something, they're held in such high esteem, which I totally respect them. I'm not saying they shouldn't be, but it's a weird treatment, it's like, well, you're not as important, so we won't be doing everything that we told you we would do for you, kind of thing, And again, I don't know if it's just miscommunication or what, you know, because I feel like some of it's the bigger ones like this one. Sometimes a lot of things get lost in communication. You know, it's like this was said that this was going to be provided, and then those things aren't provided. And it'd be fine if nobody said that anything was going to be provided, you know, because then we wouldn't feel like, well, okay, you know. And it's, I mean, I can go into more detail, but you guys are recording, so I'm not going to get specific. Yes.
Okay, well, first of all, I want to say you guys are more phenomenal. I love you guys.
Morphin.
Of course.
And what was the craziest or funniest fan experience that you ever had that wasn't douchebag related?
What's that?
Movie?
Is that fun or was it? Oh, it's
It was funny.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Yeah, it was funny.
We were playing this. We had a show somewhere, and it's our live set, you know. And our acoustic set, people can, you know, ask us questions, whatever. It's much more interactive. Our live set usually isn't super interactive, you know. We just kind of play some songs, we'll talk, and get you guys going or whatever, you know. But it's not as like this, like. And there's one guy that was in the front, you know, and he had this Michael Jackson outfit on and white glove in his hands. And he's going like this the whole time, you know. You know, and I was like, okay, that's cool. He's really into it. But then I realized that he's like shooing me over. I'm singing. I'm in the front man. So I'm singing, and he's like shooing me over, and I'm like. And then he's like trying to get Maurice's attention. He's like, and then when Maurice looks at him, he's like, what?
Yeah, one of my drumsticks.
And when he's there, like, okay, so it's like this. I'm playing a song, right? And then he's like, oh. Like trying to get an autograph as I'm in the middle of the song. Are you kidding me? I'm like, yes. What?
So disrespectful.
How am I gonna stop?
So disrespectful.
Like I'll sign it with my toes or something. It doesn't make any sense, man.
I'm making it very dexterous.
Yes. Yeah.
So, is there a character that you voiced that you just absolutely despised or just didn't like?
I just didn't like the character because his personality or
well,
the
whatever. I
role.
mean, like, if it was poorly written or you just didn't like whatever reason.
Yeah. I mean, there has certainly been, you know, a couple times where I was working on a project where I was looking at the script and thinking, this is stupid. You know? Where it's like, who wrote this? You know, and then trying to see if I can, you know, make it make sense. Or you get a director that doesn't know how to talk to actors and has no idea what they're looking for. So I've run into that a few times, yeah. Every actor runs into that, you know. And that's not to say it happens often, because there are a lot of really great directors, and a lot of times now the directors have been actors, so they know more how to speak to an actor. Yes.
Well, who's your favorite character you've been in, either anime or video game?
One of my favorites would be Nero, definitely.
Has Eyeshine ever been in any disputes, and how have you resolved those conflicts?
Talk about it.
Man, we have just talking.
I mean,
Beat Maurice up once.
I mean, that's things about bands. Like a lot of bands break up because they don't talk. You know, you gotta talk and like be open and say what's on your mind. Otherwise, you're just gonna be all angry and like no one's gonna be talking to each other at practice. That's stupid. You need to talk.
Yeah, we usually do talk. Yeah. At some point, you know, we'll sit down and say, all right, we gotta meet. And we just kind of go over it. Yeah.
You mentioned this earlier. I actually do like Crystal's voice, and I wondered why we can't hear her sing.
It's not husky.
And also, like, where's your bass guitar? The bass is awesome. I love your bass.
Oh.
I love your bass.
Well, I have a better one coming in soon.
It's been coming in soon for like 3 months.
It's custom made.
It's back ordered.
Okay. I just got sponsored. I can't say no to a free bass.
I just want to hear you sing and play.
Alright, go sing.
Airbase.
Airbase.
Husky. You have a question back there?
Yeah, do you guys like hang out, and if you do, like what do you do, like every time when you're not like practicing?
Probably what they're doing now.
We've gone to dinners or movies. I mean, we even went to like camping a couple times. Yeah, just me and John. We've gone to we've gone camping. Just me and John.
That's very cute.
Reminds me of the
Marshmallows on a stick. Marshmallows on a stick. Pass me the chocolate. Another graham cracker. Put this on.
That's what we did. Yeah. Where? Guitar Center or Sam Ash or wherever. Wherever you can. The regular places.
Craigslist.
Yeah, it's a good place to get good stuff. But one thing that you should learn from us is don't bring your expensive gear with you when you travel because it gets damaged. This guitar right here cost $100. It's a cheapo guitar. It sounds okay, but it's a cheap guitar, and that's good because they've lost my guitar before. And then my Schecter, which normally costs about $800, I've been bringing that one out because they've destroyed it. It has a volume thing, you know how it turns down the volume? It doesn't work anymore. It pops off. It has somehow turned into a tone knob. So it just like takes out the high end, and it's all chipped. It's missing things, so I'm just gonna keep bringing that until it dies. And then I'll force somebody to buy me something. Yes.
But first I want to ask, what was the song that you played last night that you said you were playing before? I can't remember.
Let You Down.
Let You Down? Thank you.
It's on our first album.
I want to ask that question. She wants to know what you guys' favorite movie is.
Well, I used to always say barbecue because barbecue's great. Just any kind, but I'm realizing I just love pizza.
It's a fat kid in you.
I love anything with shrimp. Spicy. Anything spicy too.
I love rice.
Kill ninjas for it.
I like fried chicken.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it? I do. Yeah.
Will you be selling your bass when you get the new one?
Ooh.
To the highest bidder.
Fight to the
buy
death.
it off of you. Then I'll have your bass and your pick.
Oh, check your status updates.
I'm curious how you guys practice. Is it kind of like a free-for-all jam where y'all give input, or do you have a specific set of, like, we practice these songs all the time, you know?
We have a lot of songs.
And we have 2 albums that we're working on right now that are hopefully due. We want to get them done by the end of this year.
It's supposed to be catching up because Gio rejoined and then he had to learn tone of echoes because he didn't know it. So it was like catch up.
Yeah, it's like a whole album. And it's been that way for a while now because we had, before she came in, it was Tori, and so he had to catch up on, actually, first it was Eddie. Sorry, first it was, Alex was bass, and then Eddie was the new guy, and he was playing catch up on all 30 of our songs, however many at the time. Alex left, Tori came in, Tori had to catch up, and then, and then Tori left, and then Crystal came in, so then she had to play catch up.
I learned all the songs in like 2 hours.
That's awesome. Like 2 years. No. But then she caught up, and then Eddie quit. As soon as we got back from New Zealand, he was like, "I quit. I want to
I hate you.
pursue a different direction in music or whatever." And so we were like, oh, okay. And then we were looking for people. We were bringing people in to audition or whatever. And I thought, well, maybe we have Jiho come in and just fill in for us for a little bit. And he's like, oh, well, actually, I just want to be back in the band. So, you know, he actually did go through Tone of Echoes and, like,
We did audition.
just a couple days. We did, yeah. We did audition, yeah. We auditioned a few people. And then we checked out a few people. But, yeah, so it's been a lot of catch-up. And we have a lot of new albums, so we've been working on those. And a lot of times we were kind of recording. But it does happen all different ways. Like, coming here, we had an idea that we're playing a live set. We didn't really rehearse an acoustic set because we were just like, well, we'll just wing it. Because usually they throw us in a really super tiny room, and like sometimes without mics. And so it's just like, well, we'll just wing it and talk to people. And then we show up and it's like, oh, this is like kind of set up for real with lights and stuff. Guys with cameras walking around, what? So we're like, we should but then our live set, you know, we just kind of had an idea of like the song and kind of where we wanted to go with it, and we like to kind of create a theme for, you know, because our music overall, there's a message in every song, and we like to pick a handful of songs that kind of deliver a certain message of, you know, whether or not giving up or have hope or something like that, because it's the things that we deal with, and we feel like it could maybe help other people or inspire people to, you know, not give up on the things that, you know, people sometimes are making fun of you for. So yeah, we try to give some kind of message, and it kind of helps if we kind of go through a set and see how it feels for us.
So,
Yes.
I don't know if you guys look at your fan art stuff or not, but did you guys know that there's a comparison thing between you guys and like the Naruto main characters?
No. Really? Who's who?
Kakashi, Sasuke, Sakura, and Naruto.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it on Facebook?
Naruto? Wow. Naruto? Naruto?
Is that on Facebook?
I think it's on DeviantArt.
Deviant?
It was on there. It was up a while ago.
Post it on our Facebook if you
Yeah.
want it. We'd like to see it.
Yeah, are you guys on our Twitter at all? Do you guys Twitter or Facebook?
Yeah,
Like
Facebook.
our
Facebook, yes.
The
Eyeshine Band.
And YouTube.com/The Eyeshine Band. Subscribe. You might be in a
Yeah,
video.
I don't know if any of you guys are in bands or thinking about it, but we've started to record every gig that we have and everywhere we go, so people can kind of see what it's like to be in our band. So you can see behind the scenes of all this stuff, and the things that don't always go right, you know. So we've posted up our first episode a couple days ago or last night or something. So you can check it out and just kind of see what it's like. Because it's totally different than being in a signed band where you have guys with money kind of helping you do whatever you need to do. For us, it's like, it's a struggle, you know. I mean, obviously, like, I have, you know, my career as an actor, you know, and I have for the longest time been paying for a lot of things, but it's like, I can't keep doing that. You know? It's like, you know, I care for you guys, but we need to actually get good enough for people to actually want to buy our stuff so that we can
So you're
survive.
no longer going to pay my rent?
Yeah, so it's you can kind of see what it's like to be independent and on your own.
What are your like influences individually? Like, what type of music did you listen to, as far as what was influenced?
Geo start.
Classic rock, Jimi Hendrix, Led Zeppelin, Metallica, no Foo Fighters. I don't know. I listen to everything. You know? No country.
I like some country.
Yeah, some.
Some country is pretty good. I like Taking Back Sunday. That's my band right now. Thrice. I love Thrice. Pink Floyd is one of my big influences there, and Eyeshine.
I do listen to all kinds of music. I listen to motion picture score stuff.
Yeah.
I listen to like Explosions in the Sky. dynamic. I listen to stuff that doesn't always have lyrics and words. For me, the thing, like, I like to listen to stuff that, I mean, obviously sounds cool, but also kind of moves me in some way, you know, can make me think of certain things or feel some way emotionally. And I know that people are like, they make fun of the whole emo thing, you know, it's not like I listen to emo specifically because I don't even really know what that means, you know. Emo, it's kind of described now the dudes that have their hair down to here, you know, and they have a goth makeup or something, you know. But I don't think that's, I mean, it stands for emotional, you know, rock or whatever, but like for me, I think there's so much emotion that goes into writing a song, you know. When I play, it would be dumb if it was like emotionless, you know. It'd be like, and hats. You know, and it's like, what? You know, you just wouldn't connect. You'd be like, that's bizarre. Oh, yes, it might be like, that's cool. But, you know, you want it to have some kind of story or emotion to it so that you can connect. And so if I can connect to a song in some way, then I'm going to like it.
Yeah, I listen to everything, except most country. I listen to like a bunch of movie soundtracks, video game, and anime soundtracks. I just listen to everything.
That's probably why our style is kind of not real specific. We call ourselves edge rock because we were having such a hard time finding out like what are we, just alternative rock, you know, or what are we? Because we used to be kind of, they called us what, California
beach rock.
Beach rock, yeah. I was like, what? Okay, is that a style? So we didn't really know where we fell into the whole thing, you know, and a lot of people would say, oh, you sound like Jimmy Eat World or Green Day or, you know, 30 Seconds to Mars. And so it was kind of like all over the place, you know. And so we're like, well, we'll just make up our own style. So if it sucks, we'll say, well, that's our style. It's supposed to be that way.
Why hasn't been like anything?
Yeah, well, who do you guys think that we sound like if you were to say, you guys sound like this band?
No one.
Sales, really? Okay.
Thank you.
Lyrically more like Alter Bridge, a lot of very uplifting. Sort
Oh,
of
really?
lyrics.
Alter Bridge?
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Little Kings and Leons.
Kings of
Yeah,
Leon.
yeah.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
I mean, those are cool bands. It would suck to be like, oh yeah, there's this band that plays in this garage next door to me. Worst band ever. You guys are a lot like.
The guitaring sounds reminds me of the script.
It's good.
Like the,
Oh, is that
the
right?
script because it's very the melody. It has like a very round sound. It doesn't just end. It just kind of goes and then shifts.
More acoustic stuff than. Yeah. Okay. Did you see our?
I did
Yes.
not know, and I'm.
You saw it.
I was there.
Yeah. So I mean, our acoustic show. Who saw both of our? Okay, so just a couple of you. So I mean, it's pretty different, right? Our hot set to our acoustic set. Obviously, it's different. There's not like big, loud drums and amps behind us, but yeah, it's pretty different. Yes.
Oh, I just had a question.
Yeah.
Have you always been passionate about singing or acting? Do you think that your experience in voice acting helps control your voice?
I haven't always. It wasn't like a dream of mine to become a musician or a singer or a voice actor. I think I've learned a lot as far as like my voice on the mic. You know, if I like to like control of the mic. You know, like if you're talking, I'm Ichigo or whatever, and then I'm gonna scream really loud and you back off the mic just a little bit. So I do some of that if I'm gonna get a little bit louder, and then if I don't want like this piercing sound, I'll turn sideways if I want a little more of a heaviness to my voice. So yeah, there's a lot of work in the mic that I learned from doing voiceover stuff. But actually being a musician was after Power Rangers. I may have told this in another panel. After Power Rangers, at that time it was very hard for me to get a job. As a half Asian, there weren't a lot of roles, you know, for someone like me. And then especially coming off of Power Rangers, which was a kids show, it was pretty cheesy. People wouldn't take me serious as an actor. So I just didn't get anything, you know, that I was going out for audition-wise, and you know, for the longest time I wasn't making any money. I was like really struggling. And I was in a depression. I had a guitar, I had a cot and like 2 trash bags of clothes, and I was just moving from house to house, and people's friends that I knew, or whatever, that would let me stay in the place and not pay. And so in that time, I just spent, I just taught myself how to play the guitar, because it was my escape from the pain that I was going through. And so I started writing songs, and then eventually I got to the point where it really it made me feel better, and I started to think eventually that, what if I can do this for other people? What if what I'm feeling right now can do the same for other people? Like, if I can motivate myself by just playing some chords and singing a little bit, what if I could motivate like thousands of people to change their lives? And it was just kind of a little small spark and an idea that eventually turned into a band, and now we're going all over the place playing. So it wasn't it just wasn't anything that I planned. It just kind of happened, and was just out of circumstance. I think we
have 4 minutes.
Let's
do some speed questions.
How do your families feel about you being in a band?
Come on, it's not gonna be fast.
It's not gonna be fast. I mean, you can.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've been in the band since '04, and making money goes just like this, sometimes like this. Even like one of my family members told me to quit the band. I should just quit. And that was actually really recently. So my mom's supportive. And other people.
My parents, my family is very supportive. Other things they've always been supportive of me. My friends haven't always been supportive.
My family loves music, and they're super supportive.
My wife really supports Eyeshine, so yeah, my family is cool. I'm continuing to play.
Okay, next.
How many concerts have you done over the years?
A lot. We've done quite a few. Anime News Network has like a list.
Yeah, those guys.
Yeah, Anime Con.
Yes.
Which artists that y'all work with on tour?
Have we, or will we want to?
Like different artists?
If an artist, we've played with all kinds of bands. None of them have been like big known bands. If they were signed, we didn't know it. Usually, it's just it's really underground rock bands that we find or that we jam with, and then we're like, or we do like competitions and stuff. We meet some guys that are really good, and we're like, hey, you guys want to come play here or whatever? And it's just there's an underground rock scene, of people you probably will never hear, and so we try to bring some of those guys over and play some. Potentially, have you heard of Cherry Bomb? Okay, no, big hit. But it's like don't plug. Okay, who are they? Next.
How do you guys cope with member changes, or do you guys plan on adding a 5th member?
We don't really have any plans for adding a 5th member. It just hasn't been anything that we really thought about. We've sometimes saying, should we get a keyboardist or a violinist to come with us, or a DJ, But it's never been anything where, like, the only reason we got a second guitar was because when I first recorded that first album, I was laying down second guitars. Like, our first album, we recorded it all, I listened to it, I thought it sucked. So I went back through and I just made up all new songs. But as I was making up new songs, I was like, I need another guitar because I want to add more guitars, and so we did. And that's when we went and found somebody else. As far as member changes and how we deal with it, we deal with it all differently. It's sometimes hard, because, Alex gave us some time.
Yeah, they help us out sometimes.
Usually they say, well, we'll give you some time, to find somebody else or whatever. It just kind of depends. How do you guys feel? Do you guys want to answer that at all? You don't want to sound mean, okay.
So what can we look forward to in one of your upcoming music videos?
Music videos?
Coolness.
Awesome.
Well, we have Stratosphere out right now.
Yeah, we actually had fans participate with that, so.
Yeah, so if you join our YouTube or whatever, and we'll probably do it again, but we just had fans
like lip syncing
to our song, and then we just cut them in the video. It's more of just kind of a fun video.
Do you still practice mixed martial arts?
I do still train, yeah, in my backyard. Yeah.
If you could, what's one of your favorite backstage moments?
Backstage
Like, what's something that either funny or weird or accidental?
Yeah, sure.
Well, it wasn't really backstage, it was on stage. We were in Philly, playing at the Trocadero, if any of you guys know what that is. Playing with another band, and so he had this whole setup because they opened for us, and I was using their set, and I didn't want to save time. I didn't move his set around. I used his own setup, and it's different from mine. And so somehow I nicked my finger on his snare, and it was like a weird cut. And I started noticing red spots on his set, and I guess just me doing this started spraying blood all over me. And I'm like, Johnny, I'm bleeding. But the show was going on.
This is in the middle of the show. He's like, Johnny, I'm bleeding. You know, I'm playing. The song,
so by the end of the whole set, his whole set was just drenched. It was pretty crazy.
It looked like he sacrificed a cat.
If it was my set, it would have been cool. I would have left it like standing by. I wiped it all off.
No, no joke. Like you think, oh, he has a little cut. Whatever that, it had so much blood. Like, have you seen like tops of drums? They were literally covered. It was just blood. I was like, oh my god. It's like, dude, that's an expensive drum set. I mean, that was a those guys had really expensive gear. That's the end of it. We're done.
Okay.
All right, thank you guys so much. We're going to be doing autographs.
Yeah, we're doing autographs and selling merch.
Outside here?
Autograph 2. Room.
Okay.
Autograph room 2.
All right.
Just keep yelling. Where's autograph 2? All the way. All the way till it dead. All the way down till the dead ends. Make left.